Yeah. Cool. So we're going to start off in hero pose if we can. So maybe sit down on a block. You can have 2 blocks or lots of blocks, so you can sit in a different position if you don't like being here. Okay, so just going to sit up nice and tall. Cool. All right, so sit up nice and tall. Feel free to close your eyes. Now let's take some breaths to settle into where we are. Just notice how your breath feels, whether you're having to work at it today or if it's flowing nice and easy through your nose. A couple more breaths. And then gently open your eyes. You're probably going to stay in this position. We're going to take our hands on the back of our head. We're going to do some cat cows with our arms behind our head. So we're going to breathe in as we look up towards the ceiling and open your chest. And then breathe out as we contract and round. So elbows come in close. Okay, so breathe in, open up. And then breathe out as you close. So a few more just in your own time. Right, release your arms. So we're going to breathe and take our arms out wide, look up. And then breathe out, going to wrap your arms around like you're giving yourself a hug. So you're going to breathe in, reach out. And then the other arm's going to go on top as you breathe out and come in. It might feel a bit weird. So we're going to do a couple more. Just swap in whichever arm is on front. Let's go for one more round. Lovely. And then just come back. We're going to take our block out from underneath us and bring yourself onto all fours. And then from here, we're going to come into some traditional cat cows. So we'll dip our belly, look up as you breathe in, and then round your back as you breathe out. So just continue in your own time. And then come back to neutral when you're ready. From there, we're going to come into puppy dog pose. So we're going to take our arms just forward to the front of our mat. We're going to pull ourselves back. So keep your hips up high. Eye gaze will be on your hands if that's comfortable. If not, you can drop your forehead onto the floor. So depending on how mobile your shoulders are, you might be able to take your time to allow your armpits and your chin to drop towards the mat. If that is not working for you, you can just stay with your forehead down on the floor. And just remember to keep breathing while we're doing this pose. Lovely. So take one more breath if you can. And then you're going to press for your hands to lift back up and slide your hands back in. All right? From there, we are going to take our right leg back behind us. You're just going to rest it on the floor and then reach your right arm up. So we're coming into a kind of side plank position. And we're going to think about opening up our body. Lovely. So you can either look down for balance or look up towards your hand if that feels okay. Lovely. And if you are feeling stable, what you might want to do is take your left leg out to the side slightly so you can create a kickstand with your leg. And then we're going to lift our right leg up off the floor. Lovely. Now, if you have got your leg up off the floor, maybe you can take your right hand and grab hold of your foot. You're going to push your foot into your hand, pull back, reach your chest forwards. Lovely. Gently release. We're going to take our right foot to the front of our mat into a lunge. So remember, you can always rest on your blocks if you need them, or hands on the floor. And then bring your left leg back behind if you haven't already. From there, we're just going to have our hands on our knees to lift our chest, and then going to sink your hips down towards the floor. It's up to you whether you keep that toe tucked or untucked. Okay. Release your hands to the floor. We're just going to step that leg back. Come back into your tabletop. We're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to take our left leg back behind us and then open up into your side plank or supported side plank. Good. So eye gaze can be down or up, whichever feels best. Good. And then if you're happy, you're going to take your left leg off the mat. So coming into a straight line with your body, maybe just tuck your right foot out to the side. And then maybe grab hold of that foot. Push your hips forwards. Opening up your shoulders as well. A couple more breaths. And then from there, we're going to take our leg, release it, and bring it back to the front of our mat into our lunge. Okay, so when you're ready, walk your hands up to it just above your knee. Sink your hips down nice and low. Lovely. From there, we're going to come back to our tabletop position. And then tuck up. We're going to lift up into our downward dog. So while we're in our down dog, adjust your hands and feet as you need. Make a comfortable position. And then just take a couple breaths. So if you need to, you can always pedal out your knees if that feels good. Lovely. We're going to come into a twist. So you're going to step your feet in closer so that you're in a shortened dog. And then we're going to take our right hand to the outside of our left calf and then look underneath our left armpit. Lovely. Just embracing the shakes. And then we'll take our right hand back. Left hand goes to your right calf and then look under your right armpit. Lovely. Come back into your downward dog. You might want to wiggle your feet back. Lovely. And then from there, we're going to look forward, bend your legs and step to the front of your mat. So we're just going to stay down in our fold. Feel free to grab hold of the opposite elbow just to help your back stretch out further. So just breathe in nice and deeply. Release your hands to the floor. We're going to step back to downward dog. Lovely. From there, we're going to lift our right leg up in the air. It doesn't have to go super high. And then we're going to look forward to our hands. Bring your knee in. We're going to keep our chest lifted, our shoulders over our wrists. And then when you feel like you can't take it anymore, you're going to step your foot forward. You need to help it along, you can. Lovely. So today we're going to come into Warrior One a lot. So we're going to drop our back heel down. And then we're going to reach ourselves up. Arms come up towards the ceiling. Maybe look up. And then try and keep your hip points facing forwards as much as you can. Lovely. Hands come to the floor. Step back to your downward dog. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift our left leg up in the air. And then rolling forward, shoulders over wrist, knee comes into your chest. Keep your shoulder blades high. And then step your foot in between when you're ready. Back heel comes down. Reach on up. Lovely. Lower down. We're going to do that 3 more times. So come on back. Reaching your right leg up. Look forwards. We're going to roll ourselves forward. Bring your knee in. And then lower your foot. Not as long this time. And then back heel comes down. Reach on up. Lovely. Hands come to the floor. Step back. Good. Left leg lifts. Look forwards. We're going to roll ourselves forwards. Bring your knee to your chest. Step in between. Back heel down. Warrior One. Lovely. Hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Open up with your right leg. Look forwards, rolling forwards. Step your foot in. Back heel comes down. Reach on up. Hands to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Left leg lifts. Roll forwards, bring your knee in. Step your foot. Back heel comes down, reach on up. Lovely. Hands come to the floor. Got one more time each side. Reach your right leg up. Rolling forwards, knee comes in. Step it in between. Back heel comes down. Reach on up. Hands come down. Step yourself back. Good. Lift your left leg, sorry. Rolling forwards. Step on in. Back heel comes down, reach up. Lovely. Hands come to the floor. Step back to your downward dog. I'm going to take a breath or two here. Lovely. And the knees come to the floor. I'm going to sit back into hero pose. So you can use your blocks underneath or not, depending on how you feel. Just catch your breath. Cool. So from there, we're going to reach our right arm up and bend it back behind us. We're going to grab our left arm, pull our elbow in, and keep yourself lifted. Lovely. If you are able to, you can take your left hand back behind you, maybe clasp your fingers together. If you need to, you can grab hold of your belt and do exactly the same. You can get it one side, not the other. Lovely. And then we're going to undo. So you might need to take your time. Your right arm is going to cross over your left and then come into eagle arm. So either palm to palm or the back of your hands can touch. Or any variation of, you can come into this if that works for you. Lovely. And then from there, we're going to lift our elbows up. Maybe look at your hands. If it feels like it's cramping your traps, mine too. Lovely. And then we're going to lower our elbows and reach our arms away from us. Lovely. Gently. And then we're going to do the same left arm. We reach up, we grab hold of our elbow and pull it across. And that might just be enough. You can stay there. Or if you wish, your right arm will reach around. Try and clasp your hands together. Oh, I know I need my belt this side. Do what you need. And then just keep your elbow away from your head so you can keep your chest and shoulder open. Lovely. Gently release. So this time in the eagle arms, we're going to take our left arm over. And then we're going to wrap our arms around, back of your palms, touch if you need. And then we're going to reach our elbows up nice and high. Lovely. And then lower your elbows down, put your hands away. Practice this for years and years and years. Lovely. So we're going to come onto all fours, and then if you have to, if you need to or you like to, you can tap your feet just to get the blood circulation back in. We're going to come back into our downward dog. So if you need to, you can move your straps out of the way. Take a couple breaths in your downward dog. Lovely. And then from there, we're going to take our feet closer together. We're going to lift our right leg up, bend your knee, and take your foot over to the left side. So we're going to think about opening our hip. And then we're going to come up high on our left toes. So you can create a bit more space in your body. Lovely. And then when you're ready, you're going to square your hip off. You're going to step your foot in between. And then come back up to warrior one. So heel goes down, reach on up. Lovely. From here, we're going to come into eagle arms again. Bring your arms in front. Your right arm is going to cross underneath, or wherever your arms are there. So if this is super uncomfortable, you can just come into this position. Okay, so whichever arm variation we've got, we're going to come into warrior three. So it's a balance pose. We're going to kick off our back left leg. We're going to stand our right leg straight and tip our chest down to the floor. So find a point to gaze at. Okay. And now we're going to take our left leg and wrap it around our right as we come up to stand. So we come into full eagle pose. So if your leg won't wrap around, you can just rest your toe on the floor. And then we're going to take our elbow down towards our knee. Squeeze your legs together. And then hold. You might feel your ankle burning. It's normal. It's just okay. It's not forever. Lovely. And then gently undo. We're going to take that leg back behind us into our warrior one and release. All right. Hands come to the floor. You know what's coming the other side. So we'll take a moment in our downward dog. Maybe it feels like a bit of a nice rest. And then we'll bring our feet close together. Left leg lifts, we bend our knee to open into our hip. Maybe come up onto your right toes. Lovely. And then when you're ready, we'll square off. Look forward, step your foot in between. Back heel comes down. Adjust your stance as you need to come on up. Lovely. Reach your arms in front. Left arm underneath. Or you can just come into prayer hands if that's easier. And then when you're ready, we'll come into warrior three. So we kick off our right leg, stand strong on our left. And then when you're ready, we're going to stand on our right leg, we'll wrap around our left, coming into your eagle, and then bring yourself down. All good. And I always imagine I'm a totem pole when I do this. When you're ready, gently undo. We're going to step ourselves back to our warrior one. The arms come to the floor. Downward dog. Lovely. So we've got one more set of balances to do. So you're going to reach our right leg up. If you wish, you can bend your knee to open your hip. Lovely. And then look forwards as you square off. Step your foot in between. Come up to warrior one. Lovely. From there, we're going to open up to warrior two. So we're just going to adjust our feet heel to arch alignment-ish, whatever feels comfortable. Maybe sink yourself a little lower. Lovely. From there, we're going to straighten our front leg. We're going to reach down and forwards into a triangle pose. So you can grab your ankle if that's good. Reach on up. You can rest on a block if you need, and look up if that's okay. I'm just shorten my stance because I was definitely too wide. So if you need to adjust your feet, then go ahead. Lovely. From there, we're going to come into half moon. I like to use a block. So if you do want to grab your block, just going to go in front of your right foot. And then we're going to kick off our back left foot. So similar to our warrior three, but we're going to open our body out. So you can maybe use the block to press into to open your body up. Definitely recommend looking down unless you're super, super balanced today. And you can always try and maybe grab hold of that back foot. I'm just going to lift myself up higher. So I know that I don't have enough room otherwise. So similar to how we were in the start of the class. Mm-hmm. Lovely. We're going to release ourselves back down to warrior two. Fab. And then come back to your downward dog. It's all right. We are nearly done. We've got to do the same on the other side. Lovely. So step your feet together. Left leg lifts. Bend your knee. Open your hip. And then maybe come forward. Not maybe. You will come forward. Square off your hip. Come up to warrior one. I mean, obviously, it's all optional. You don't have to do what I say. Lovely. Open up to warrior two. So just adjust your feet as you need. Lovely. So we're going to straighten that front leg, reach forward, and then tip over to your triangle pose. Looking up if you can. Lovely. When you're ready, we'll come into our half moon. So grab your block, pop it in front of your foot, kicking off your back leg, reach up and then open. And then the option is there to grab hold of your foot. You're going to press your hip forward, push your foot into your hand to stretch your shoulder. Lovely. And then come back to Warrior Two when you're ready. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to Downward Dog one last time. Lovely. Bring your knees to the floor. And sit back into child's pose. So open your knees nice and wide. Stretch your arms forward. Rest your forehead. So just catching your breath. And then bring yourself back up. I'm going to come down to sit. So this is a simple forward fold. So if you would like, you can use your belt to wrap around your feet. I'm just going to reach on up. And then breathe out as you fold down, but keep your shoulders back. So we're going to hinge rather than bend to start with. And then reach yourself forwards. Maybe you can grab hold of your feet, maybe not. Just to go to where feels good. Okay, slide your hands up your leg. We're going to bring our right leg and place it over our left. You can just give it a hug. Okay, can stay exactly there. I'm very tempted just to stay right here. If you wish, you can take your left foot onto your right hip and then come into Kingfish. And then you can stay hugging your knee or reach your left arm up, place it on the outside of your right knee, and then look over that shoulder. Okay, come back around. So you can do exactly the same again, just stay hugging your knee, or maybe you can reach up, take your arm around, and maybe you can bind, right? Wrapping your arm around. I don't think my arm's going to go through, but you can. But the idea is that we come into more of a twist because your arm is around behind you. To see how that goes. Yeah. Lovely. Gently come back around the front, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we're going to take our left leg out straight, our right leg straight, our left leg will come over, and then just give us a hug. And remember, you can stay exactly where you are. You don't have to move. You can take your right foot to your left hip this time. Lovely. And then either just stay hugging your knee or reach your right arm up on the outside of your left knee and then lift over your right shoulder, left shoulder. Just going to release. And then you can try the same or maybe try the bind. So your arm will go around your back, your other arm will go underneath. A bit closer, but still not quite there. And you might find that your breathing's a bit constricted in this twist. It's okay, just keep breathing and you'll be fine. Gently undo. We're going to come back into our forward fold once again. So just give yourself a little wibble. Sit up nice and tall. Reach on up. And then fold down. You might find you've created a bit more space now on your back. Come on up. And come and lie down on our back. So come into a bridge pose on your back. So from there, when our feet are underneath our knees, we're just going to lift our hips up towards the ceiling. So maybe walk your shoulders together to open your chest. So just going to hold for a breath or two. Maybe you can link your hands underneath and then pull your hands down towards your feet. Lovely. Gently release your arms if you've got them. I'm going to walk your shoulders out so they're not together and then slowly roll down. And then from there, we're just going to hug our knees in towards our chest. Feel free to rock your back into the floor. And then we're going to let our left leg go out along the floor. Your right knee is going to pull over to the left in a twist. So you can drop your knee all the way to the floor if it will go, but don't force it if it's not there. Just pop a block underneath your knee if it's anywhere near you to grab. Or you can just support it with your hand if that feels okay. So while we're in this position, you could maybe bend your left leg and pull it in towards you. Grab hold of your foot, kind of come into this sort of pretzel shape. It might feel nice, it might feel impossible, so just see how you go. Gently release and come back to the middle and swap your right leg for your left. And then when you're ready, we're just going to pull our left knee over to the right side. Definitely cannot get my words right today. Let's see how that feels for you. And then if you tried the other side, you can always try to grab hold of your foot. You're going to tuck it up behind you and grab hold of your foot with your left hand. Come back to the middle. We're going to once again hug our knees in towards our chest. And then we're going to come up into supported bridge. So you grab hold of your block. I should have made you bring it closer. We're just going to pop it underneath our hips. So you can go whichever height you prefer, the small, medium, or high height. I'm just going to go for medium today. And see how it is in your body, and just make sure that you are nicely supported by the block before you relax. And then from there, we're going to take our arms, grab hold of opposite elbows, and then take your arms up overhead. This may feel super comfortable. This may feel really uncomfortable. So if it is uncomfortable, you can just release your elbows and just have your arms wherever's comfortable. But the idea of this is just to open up into our body, maybe open up your shoulders a little more. I'm just going to let our sacrum at the back of our pelvis relax into the block. A few more nice deep breaths. Simply release your arms, bring them down by your side. And just take a breath or two before you release the block. And so to take the block out, we're just going to lift our hips up, slide it out from underneath, and then slowly lower down. And then once again, we'll hug our knees in towards our chest, just to release your back. So feel free to rock your back into the floor. And then from there, we're going to let our left leg go out along the floor. You can just drop your foot to the floor if that feels better. So hug your right knee in. And you're ready to swap over for your left. And then one more time on each side. And then bring both knees in, wrap your arms around and give yourself a squeeze. And roll it to sit when you're ready. How are you all doing? Yeah, nice. I know that was a bit tough today, but I hope you feel nice now. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. All right. Okay. Yeah.